Madison's here, and today we're doing a video about my modeling experience and how I got signed and all that stuff. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna hop right into it and try to make this kind of to the point-ish, because I kind of tend to just keep talking. Hopefully I don't. So, let's get into it. So back in like 2010, I started to like want to like be a model, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. Like I want to do that. Like I want to be a L'Oreal and all of that stuff. And my mom said no, and so did my dad. And they're like, no, you have to wait till you're 18. So I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll wait till I'm 18, whatever. So that took a long time. And then when I was 18, actually after I graduated high school, I started to apply to some agencies online, and there was like open calls and all that stuff, but I never really went to any of those because LA is kind of far from me. So I just applied online. So I started like with like Wilhelmina and Ford and all that stuff, LA models, all that stuff, and I didn't really get a bite. So I kind of got a little discouraged, but then I kept digging and I kept looking for other model agencies, and I ended up getting 3. And technically 4, but the 4th one is like, it's called Agent. It's like this app, and this is like not sponsored, by the way. And it's like a agency, but like it's on an app on your phone, and it just goes off of like wherever you are, like nationwide in the US. So if you're looking to get into modeling, I would definitely recommend that. And you know, it's cool. It's cool. But they take a long time to get back to you. Like 2 months, like a long time. You have to make like an appointment to have like a, I don't know, get approved or whatever. So anyways, so in December of 2018, I got a couple of bites on my applications. And a couple were like, hey, send us more pictures, like we're really into you. That sounds kind of funny. But we're interested. So I sent some pictures, and I was like, okay, like here's my pictures, here's my height, my measurements again, and a little bit about me. And then some of them got back to me and were like, okay, great, like we would like you to have more experience, like can you email us when you have more experience, like when you have updated pictures and all that stuff. So, and I was like, okay, that's fine, cool. And then some other ones were like, hey, we're interested, like can you come down and meet us at the office, like we're located in Los Angeles. So they're like, so come down to the office. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went down with my mom because I am almost 20 here in October, but I just feel more comfortable going with her. I'm not really like, I don't know, I'm not friends with any of them yet, or at this time, you know, whatever. I don't even know. But anyways, so my mom came with me, and the first one was down in Beverly Hills, and we went into the office and we sat for a little while. We had to fill out like a form like with my like height and all my measurements and all that stuff. And then they measured me to see like your bust, your waist, your hips, all that stuff. And then I went into like a back room. They talked to me for a while, and they're like, hey, like who are you, basically, like tell us about yourself. And then they told me about like who they are and all that stuff. They're like, okay, let's go outside, let's go take some digital picture things. And so we went outside to take some pictures, and that was like the first time I ever took pictures for anybody else except my mom and like a couple of my friends. So it was like kind of overwhelming, and I was kind of like really tense, and I guess like they noticed that. I'm like, hey, like just relax. And I was like, I'm relaxed, like I'm good, like I'm cool. And I wasn't really relaxed, obviously, but the pictures still turned out pretty good. So they said, hey, like we really liked you, like we'll get back to you within like a week or 2, and wish you the best, basically. So then I was out of there. So I went from like applying to waiting to get an answer to like going in to waiting to get an answer. And so now I was waiting. So then a few days later, I got another email from a different agency, and they were like, hey, like we're interested in you. Send us more pictures, like your measurements, all that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And I did. And then they were interested too. So then I went back to LA and I went to their office and it was like, same thing. Like, who are you? Like, tell me about you. And they told me about them. And then they're like, okay, like, this is what happens if you sign with us. Like, da 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 da. And then I took some pictures and then they sent them to their head boss dude in New York. And then they said, okay, we'll get back to you like tomorrow. So I was like, okay, great, tomorrow. So the next day I did get an email from them and they were interested and they're like, hey, like, we really liked you. We would love for you to sign with us. So I ended up signing with them. Or not yet, actually. Just kidding. I'm going too fast. So I didn't sign with them yet. So then, like, a week later, the other agency, the first one I went to, they're like, hey, like, we would love to sign with you. Sorry, it took us so long. Like, it was December, so it was, like, holidays. They had, like, tons of stuff going on. And so then I got signed with them. And I signed with them first just because I wanted to make sure they were non-exclusive. And non-exclusive is, like, you can still sign with other agencies. But if they're exclusive, then you can't. So they were not exclusive. So then I was like, okay, cool. So then I told the other one, the second one I went to, I was like, okay, I can't sign with you. I would love to. And then, so then I had 2 agencies, bada bing, bada boom, 3 weeks, basically. And I was like, okay, this is very cool. Like, this is kind of overwhelming. I don't really know what to do. And then I was really slow for a while. And I was just, you know, kind of chilling. I left college. I was out in Arizona and I came home because I was like, okay, I'm gonna, like, you know, chase after this dream and all that stuff. And it took a while. Like, it took me, now it's almost June. It's like mid-May. And yeah, it, like, now stuff's starting to, like, happen. Like, a few weeks ago I got my first casting because some of the things that were coming were like, oh, like, hair dye, and I'm like, I don't dye my hair and I don't really want to dye my hair, so, like, I said no to those. And then, like, it's just like, you can't expect yourself to start at the tippity top at, like, L'Oreal commercials and Dior and all that stuff, which I really hope one day I'll get there. But you can't. You just gotta be humble and you have to ease your way up and you have to gain experience. And, like, you know, looking back, like, when I was in high school wanting to do the same thing, like, I could not have handled it. There's no way. I'm, like, completely a different person. And when you go through high school and all that, even though, you know, some people just think it's amazing, like, it is pretty amazing and it's, like, a really good experience, but you really find who you are. And if you don't find who you are, then you find who you are, you know, in your 20s. And, like, that's fine with however long it takes, but I'm happy that I found who I was in high school. Then I was ready for the real world, which is like this. Like, it's not all sugar-coated, like, oh, being a model is so much fun, oh my gosh. Like, you have to work for it. Like, some people get really fortunate to, like, just kind of go in, and, like, that's amazing, and I think that's beautiful, and I'm really happy for them. But, like, you just can't put that much pressure on yourself, you know. And, like, if somebody, like, if an agency says, like, they don't like you, or for, you know, if some, I don't know, casting people aren't interested, like, you can't take that to heart. Like, there's millions of girls that are, like, doing the same thing, and, like, you're perfect just the way you are, and you're amazing, and you don't need somebody or an agency or anything to, like, to tell you that. Like, you're already, you know, perfect. So, not like, you know, like a, oh my god, I'm perfect. Like, you're just, like, you're you. So, like, you're amazing the way you are, and nobody needs to change you. And the industry is changing because there's a lot of different types of people coming in. It's not just, like, one set look. It's like, oh, there's, like, tons of different types of bodies, which is beautiful, and there's tons of different, you know, ethnicities, which is great, and all this stuff. So it's not just like, oh, you have to be tiny, like, you know, and that's totally fine. Like, if you are, like, you know, I think that's great, but, like, all bodies are accepted. So even if you don't get an agency, like, you're still amazing. And if you're gonna be a model, and if you really want to be a model, like, you could do it. You just gotta keep trying and keep applying and keep going for it. Like, don't give up. Like, if you're watching this and you're wanting to do whatever it is, and even if it's not modeling, like, don't give up. Like, just keep going. Because I was, like, this close to being like, oh my gosh, this is way too hard. Like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, Mom, Dad, boyfriend, like, I can't do this. And they're all like, go for it. Like, what do you have to lose? Nothing. So this turned into, like, a motivational video. I'm sorry. But, yeah, so that's my modeling experience. I don't even know, not experience, my modeling journey. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope I helped some of you guys out with, you know, I don't know, kind of knowing what to expect when you go on your first interview thing for an agency and all that stuff. And I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day. And hopefully I'll be up with my Grease video soon because it's ready almost. I just, like, I'm doing some last minute things. And I really need to stay consistent and post every week, and it's gonna start, hopefully. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you stuck with me through this whole journey. It's been crazy. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or go in the comments below. So, but I'm here for you guys, and I'm thankful for all you guys supporting me. Much love. Bye.